Reddit, what do you need to get off your chest? I've been with my partner for more than 7 years and I'm not sure if we are together because it's too late to break up or because we are both scared of starting again with another person. One time a co-worker came into my office and said, "Hey, I just wanna warn you, don't go into the bathroom for a while. It smells like somebody died in there." It was me. I feel like I'll never find a career I don't dread going to every day. On top of that, I'm very self-critical, making any job I do very frustrating. There are people who live to work, and people who work to live. Realize that you may hate your job but you may love your life outside of it. Your job doesn't have to define you. I've just completed my first day as a teacher and already I'm questioning my life choices. My dad passed away 2 months ago. I want nothing but to go with him even though I don't believe in the afterlife. He was my best and only friend and I don't want to live without him. I feel very guilty of feeling this way and not being stronger in my sorrow. I'm lucky to have had such a wonderful father, not like many people who aren't as fortunate as I am. I'm currently in school, and I think I'm on the verge of failing all my classes simultaneously. I've been having trouble staying up during the night, which is how I used to get things done after a long day of classes and a part-time job. Now I'm stressed, working but making less money, and not getting everything I need to done. My 3-year-old daughter died 17 years ago today. It doesn't feel that long ago. I miss her. My sister died last night. She was my last relative. She was my whole world. She had a difficult life. I guess I'm glad she's not suffering anymore. But I feel like all the light has gone out of my life. That my best friend and best man at my wedding has not asked me to be best man at his wedding in the summer. Call it what you wanna call it. I'm a frickin' alcoholic. I miss my mom and dad being together. I feel burned out. I don't have the motivation to do anything anymore. All I wanna do is sit around and play video games. I didn't talk to my best friend for a week before she committed suicide. I wasn't angry with her or anything. It was just after exams and we had a few days off of school. I have never been an on-screen communicator, and I was so certain that I would see her on our first day back to school. But now she's gone and I can't forgive myself for not sending her a quick hey on Facebook when I knew she would still reply. I am afraid of doing what I want. I'm afraid I will fail. So I play video games, read forums, post on Reddit, browse online news, and avoid sleep to keep myself feeling too busy to draw, read, write, run, renovate. Still not over when my, at the time, famous YouTuber boss bitched me out in the lobby of our office for a mistake I made, even after I asked if we could discuss it privately. At least 20 people, in a company of maybe 40, heard the whole thing. If I were your direct supervisor, you wouldn't have a freaking job. It kills my self-esteem every time I think about it, and makes me feel worthless, even though I know it's not true. And then he gets to go on camera and talk about love and put on this act of being a nice, even-tempered, trustworthy personality. I hate how it happened months ago. I know his opinion shouldn't matter to me, yet whenever I think about it, I shrink. I feel so small. I hate it. I just wanna be held for once. I wanna be told that I'm gonna be fine, and that there are people who would accept me unconditionally. I just wanna feel loved by people who aren't my parents. I'm in love with my soon-to-be housemate, because moving in with her will obviously make things better for me. Frick, I'm stupid. I'm getting married in 3 months and cold feet is starting to set in. I'm convinced I'm going to be alone forever. I wonder, statistically, what percentage of the population ages out and dies without ever finding someone. Many of the teachers at the school I work at don't like me because they think I try to buy kids affection by doing crap like providing them with food, school supplies, warm clothing, and free after-school tutoring. I get donations from local businesses for the tangible stuff. They have told me this to my face. A few of them have gleefully told me about how one day I'm going to realize that I'm wasting my time on kids who don't deserve it and then I'll become just like them. They point out that one student who I spent countless hours working with a few years ago in order to get her to graduation is currently in prison for selling drugs. I always get the same message from them. What you are doing is worthless and does not matter. Well, Here's what I need to get off my chest. Last week a student introduced me to a very troubled young person as a teacher who can and will help. He said that I am someone who cares more about students than about herself. So what I do is not worthless. It does matter. And I'm going to keep on doing it, no matter what those buttholes say. That no matter how much I love my kids, I don't love my wife. The only reason I'm still with her is because I couldn't bear only seeing my kids on weekends. A story to make you feel better. I love self-deprecating stories, so here goes mine. It was 1989 or 90 Hawaii, and I was a DJ part-time with an ocean cruise company that would take about 150 tourists out into the ocean, get them drunk, have a live DJ play dance music, serve dinner, then head back into port. I had only been working there about a month and was not a very good DJ, but I was very passionate about it. So this one day we get Ice Cube from NWA promoting his band's album Straight Outta Compton. My boss tells me I just have to play the song Gangsta Gangsta from their album midway through the night. The time comes, I put his album on and start playing the song. Not the 12 inches single, just the regular album cover. He is really into it and everyone is dancing and having a good time. Midway through the song he raps into the mic, time for a breakdown, and then points to me and makes the scratch gesture with his hand. Terrified, I lean over the turntables and tell him, I'm new and I don't know how to do that. Seemingly amazed, Ice Cube looks at me pathetically and starts shaking his head. He never looked at or spoke to me again. I'm worried I'm on my way to a lifetime of loneliness. I don't know how to make friends. I have two close friends. One lives a few hours away and the other is my twin, but literally no others. In over a year at my new job I have only made acquaintances, no friends. I feel so isolated from them, and I hardly have time for extracurricular activities. I'm signing up for rugby this spring, but I'm worried it will be exactly the same. Rugby acquaintances, not friends. I don't know how to keep friends, and at this point I'm worried it's too late. Whenever I climax I always get a random memory from my childhood in my head. Nothing bad. Sometimes it's me skateboarding, or a time when my friend bought me Jack in the Box, or watching Malcolm in the Middle after school. I never told my girlfriend because she'd give me the "why aren't you thinking of me" answer. I don't know why this happens and can't help it. On a light note, my cat. He's been lying on me for a while now and I need food, but I don't want to disturb the little fella. You have to starve now, sorry. I might have killed someone around 10 years ago, without any questions asked. Short story, I was an intern at a hospital to become a biomedical technician. During this period of 3 years I was one of the technicians and doing the same things as they did. One day, me and one of the technicians were performing an annual preventive maintenance task on some ventilators. You know, as in ventilators that keeps people alive when they can't breathe on their own. This day was like every other. I was told what to do, did the things, and afterwards the other technician would visually inspect my work. He was also performing the same things on another device next to me, so he could not look at every step I did. The task was to replace the internal lead acid backup batteries and some filters. I replaced every at my best effort. Next day I heard a patient had died because of the power supply crapped out during the night. The staff had not been able to hand ventilate the patient sufficiently. The weird part is that there was never performed an audit or investigation of what was performed on the ventilator. I also wonder why there wasn't any backup ventilator at hand for the staff to fetch in case of breakdowns. I don't blame myself, but I had my fingers in the power supply the day before, and I remember now that there weren't any ESD precautions in place at the biomedical department where we did all those things. I know now that ESD is a real threat and can show its face right away or 6 months later. You just never know. I have only ever told it here that I have no true friends. I have people like me and people that are chill with me, but I have never had that connection of a best friend. I always think that someone is my best friend, but no one ever thinks of me as their best friend. My fiance's kids are rotten pieces of crap. We try to set rules in the household, but cry their asses off if they disobey and are grounded from video games. No manners, no respect. I love my fiancée, but her kids I could do without. They're 13 and 14. By the way, I'm not part of a group. There's no friends that I have outside of work. I can't go hang out or go out in general with anyone. I'm not invited to things. I used to know and be okay with it, but it regularly gets me down now. I need to quit smoking cigarettes, but it's so hard. I can feel my health slowly getting worse. A pack a day isn't helping. I am fed up with being me. I am the source of all my problems, and when I try to deal with it, I try to do 10 million things at once perfectly, then fail all of them. The only times I've succeeded at change is when I do a small thing and keep at it. But I will inevitably go through the cycle again of listing every bad habit I've developed since last time and trying to fix it all at once, and fail. I'm leaving my emotionally abusive boyfriend after he leaves for work today. I'm scared, but I finally feel enough is enough. My 21-year-old son is now my 21-year-old daughter. Most days I can deal with this and be happy for her new happiness, but sometimes I just can't. My mom has dementia, caused by high doses of codeine and morphine, which is a whole nother set of issues. She cannot seem to remember to call my child by her new name. My child lives there. I feed her 2 eggs a week to help my dad, who currently has an ulcer. I hate going over there when I used to enjoy it so much. I hate being at my house right now though, because my 19-year-old nephew lives with us and he is an awful person. It's better since we locked the fridge. It just becomes too much for me. I haven't paid bills in 2 months. Fortunately, most is automatic. My husband is annoyed because I can barely get out of bed. I still go to work, but showers and cleaning are pretty much on the back burner to sleeping now. I hate this world and what I've made of it. The medication keeps me from being actively suicidal, but passively is a whole different story. That I've been spying on my controlling and abusive boyfriend while he's been out of town. He stayed out until early morning with a girl and then spent a night in alone with her. She leaves her 4 kids home alone sleeping so she can try to get my boyfriend to leave me and support her. He is using her for attention and doesn't want kids, let alone someone else's. He doesn't know I know and have been packing his things while he's been gone. She tells him he's amazing while he screams at me over the phone about how I'm not doing something his way. He's outwardly respectful and kind to everyone, usually the life of the party, but at home he's manipulative and hateful, constantly telling me nothing is good enough while never bothering to actually do anything himself. Relationships look different to the people inside of them. My wife is 36 weeks pregnant, and I am terrified I won't be a good dad. I am trying to keep it cool and look as I'm really excited about it, but in reality, this is getting me, and the prospect of being responsible of a little human when I can't get my own crap together is just extremely terrifying. I suffer from maladaptive daydreaming. I waste far too much time reading comments on Reddit, and I just cannot seem to pull myself away. I met someone who makes me happy. So there's this girl, and when I get to work with her it's the best thing going in my life. But at the same time I hate myself around her cause I just ache for her validation. I overshare and underempathize. When I stop and take a step back I realize how it's not helpful, and I'm putting her on a pedestal, and that from my discussions with her we have so little in common outside work and I'm nothing she is looking for in a friend, let alone boyfriend. Still I ache like a pathetic teenage. I listen to lots of free podcasts and never contribute in any way to them financially as a means of repayment for my enjoyment. I am a monster. $1 a show, that's all we ask. Yeah, sorry Dan, no can do. I'll just smash this 6-hour free podcast you spent months on, if that's cool. I want to do nothing productive with my life at the moment. I want to drop out and eat myself to death on the couch. Frick depression. I had a great convo with a girl on Friday but forgot to ask her number and I won't see her until next Wednesday. The anticipation is freaking driving me nuts. I wish my so would talk to me more without any prompt or reason. Egg needs to ask me something. He does start to do this more after I tell him, but then he stops again. We're in a long distance relationship, and we communicate well, but after telling him this a couple of times already I feel like I should just accept that that is the way he is. I love him. He's also my best friend, but I sometimes wonder if I miss him more than he misses me, or perhaps just thinks of me less. I'm obsessed with someone. That's all I wanna say. Thank you. Ooh, such a weird feeling. Especially the first time you're in their house without them knowing. I graduate university in a couple months. I don't think I can handle the real world outside graduation. I'm lonely, tired, terrified, and I honestly want to just stop. You've been spotted by the study dog. Gain smartness and wisdom if you like this video in the next 8 seconds. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video, or don't. Either way, have a great day you magnificent people.